So let's check out the last section of Analog, which is the global section. So first, let's make like a lead sound here. Let's say first in the global section, right here, I can turn it voices. I'm going to turn it into mono. So it's only one note at a time. Nice. And let's go to the amp envelope. Yeah, let's do something like this. This is cool. Maybe we'll add a tiny bit key panning. So as we go up, it goes higher it goes to the right, go down to the left, kind of like a piano, a keyboard. And the frequency, let's take it down a bit. And we probably also want to make the envelopes legato, so we don't get that click. So the envelopes don't restart if the note is held. Maybe one of them will make a square. We can slowly LFO let's turn on the LFO and LFO the pulse width a tiny bit. That's too much, let's take it down. Let's bring in a sub. I'm gonna make the second oscillator the sub. Mix it in. Let's drop it down an octave. Okay, let's add some more distortion here on the filter. Excellent. Okay, so now we have kind of a mono lead sound, and let's click on the global section. Here we have just the volume of the output volume of the main. Let's see if we're not clipping, so we're good. I'm also gonna remove the velocity sensitivity here. Let's turn it up a bit. Nice. Okay, so first of all, we have here, we can turn on vibrato, and vibrato is kind of like an internal LFO, an extra LFO on the pitch. So if I bring it up, so this is the amount, and this is the speed. And we could do a few things here. Right here in the vibrato section, we can, first of all, delay when the vibrato is coming in. Oh, let's bring it even more. Let's try that. So there was a short delay there in the beginning. And we can also fade it in with attack. So it's slowly coming in. We can also put some error. So that's going to, that's the amount going to increase how much randomness is with the delay and attack, and the rate, and the amount. So it's just going to randomize that. And we can also map the vibrato amount to the mod wheel by just taking it up. So that's the modulation wheel to the amount. Let's take the amount all the way down here. And then we can apply that. We can apply the vibrato with the mod wheel. Nice. So that's the vibrato section. Let's turn that off. We talked about the quick routing in the filter video, but that's going to quickly map the oscillators to the filters and the amp in all sorts of ways. So you can click on that for quick routing. Let's go back here. Here we have the keyboard section. So let me load a tuner so we can look at what's happening with the keyboard section. So right here we can just completely change the pitch of the keyboard, changing the octaves. We can change in semitones, or we can even detune. So for example, let's say we want 432. We can just detune that. Let's do minus 31. Minus 0.31. Nice. Now our instrument is tuned to 432. Although, you know, who knows if it actually means anything. Nice. Here's the pitch bend range. So by default, it's 2 semitones. Right here with the pitch bend wheel. We can increase that up to an octave. So that's the pitch bend range. Okay, so here we have the stretch. And right now, whatever note you hit is going to be that note. So E, G, E. If I stretch it, as you go up in the keyboard, higher notes will be more sharp, and lower notes will be more flat. So C, middle C will still be C. But if I go up, we can start seeing it's getting sharper and sharper. And if I go down, it goes flatter and flatter. And you can also invert it to go minus, so it's the opposite. So that's stretching your keyboard. And here we have error. We can add error, so the pitch won't be the same every time. Kind of like gonna randomize the pitch a tiny bit, give it a more analog feel. Here we have the amount of voices. Mono will only play one note at a time. And we can change it to as many as we want, up to 32. So if we have 2 notes at a time, only 2 notes can play. And then we have priority. If we are exceeding the amount of voices, the amount of notes we can play, priority is going to be or for the last note that we played, or for the lowest. Right, so we don't hear that low note disappear. Or the highest note. Or again, the last, which is the default. Here we have the Unison section. So let's turn on Unison, which will double each voice by 2, right here. And we can detune them by this slider, like how much is the detune. All the way up to an octave. We can change the amount of Unison voices to 4. So now it's thicker, more voices. And we can even delay between those voices. So they're triggering. So now it's kind of like almost a short delay. So that's the Unison section. And here we have the glide, which will glide between new notes. And we can also turn on legato, so it only glides when we overlap. When we overlap notes. Let's put it on monophonic. So note gliding if the notes are not overlapping. And gliding if the notes are overlapping. So that's legato mode. And here we can change the 2 modes of the glide. First of all, we have constant, so the glide will be the same time, whether it's a big jump or a small jump. And we have proportional, where the time is going to be longer if the notes is further away. Nice. And that's the global section in the analog. If you right-click on analog, you can also choose about, and that will show you the developers, and we can see that it was developed in collaboration with AAS, Applied Acoustic Systems. They developed a few instruments for Ableton, like the collision and the tension and the electric and even the corpus effect and a few others. So that's the analog. Really great stuff. In the future, we'll do some more videos that are focused on just creating specific sounds. But this is the overview of everything about analog. A simple synthesizer, but still able to create some very nice sounds. Check it out, experiment, explore it, and be irresponsibly creative. I'll catch you next time.